Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, so first question is, what is Terraform? Right? What is Terraform? So when we say what is a Terraform, typically all of us say, okay, we can code for infra. Now, coding for infra is like a very broad word, so we need to understand that coding for infra is like what? So when we see infra, okay, when we see infra, what's there in infra? Then we have to find out that what's there in the infra, and then we'll find out coding for infra. So can you suggest me some of the tools which you find in the infra, the ops management or something like that?
CloudFormation.
In infra you have a cloud formation, that's one thing, but cloud formation is a service on AWS. So it is for automation purpose. So any other tools which you think? What are the tools we have in infra operations, you know, and stuff like that? Dev environment, QA environment, production environment. So what are the things we have in that environment? Any idea?
Server.
Server.
Splunk is one of them.
So let me tell you some of the tools like the GitHub we have, correct? Some of the tools we have like a build Jenkins we have, Maven we have, Gradle we have, right? Selenium we have, Jenkins we have, Ansible we have, Puppet we have, AWS we have, Azure we have, Google Cloud is we have, right? Many tools are there. Actually, MySQL database are there. Apache server is there, and Tomcat is there. This, that, and all. So many tools we have nowadays. If you look at this, so many tools we are using in the infra, right? Now, each of these tools, let's say you want to manage it. So I'll just, uh, you know, uh, name it some of the tools. Okay, let's say some of the tools. Let's say you are on AWS or Azure or Google Cloud or GitHub. I mean, just like that, just for the example, or Jenkins or Puppet. So when you want all these things to be using in your infrastructure, then what you do? Let's say AWS, you know that thousands of services are there, right? Azure, you have hundreds. This one also. GitHub also, we have tens of services. Jenkins, you have also hundreds of features. Puppet, you have also hundreds of features. So now, if you see that, okay, if you see that these are the services which you have, and you want to do end-to-end automation. Think about it, end-to-end automation. So I want AWS hundreds of services to be created in one go, and it should be updated also, and it should be destroyed. Okay. In same way, you want Azure hundreds of services. I'm saying hundreds of services created, updated, destroyed. Spellings destroyed, destroyed. Right. Now same goes with Google also. GitHub also created, updated, deleted. Jenkins also, Puppet also. So now the question is, how would you automate? If you want everything to be created in one click operations, everything should be one click. Okay. Then how do you automate? So if you want to create a one click on AWS, how do you do that? Any idea? Any idea? In AWS, what you can use?
CloudFormation.
CloudFormation. And in Azure, what you can use? Resource Manager. GitHub, what you can use? API. I mean, let's say some CLI. Okay. Jenkins, what you can use for automation? CLI. Puppet also CLI. Now you need to understand this you write in Puppet. This probably you write in some shell scripting. Think about it. Shell scripting. This you write in Ruby. This you write maybe in PowerShell, maybe. This you write in maybe JSON. This you may be writing in YAML. Now, ultimately, you write YAML, you learn JSON, PowerShell, Shell, Ruby, this, that, and all. And finally, you are going to call API. Right? This is how the automation will happen. Correct? So think about it. You want to automate AWS CloudFormation. If you want to automate Azure RM, Resource Manager. Right? Now, if you want to automate Puppet, again, some Puppet program, PP, you write in Ruby, AP. Jenkins, again, some command line, shell, API. So each tool you can update, but the question is not each tool. What about all tools of infra? Think about it. One programming language. One programming language. Did you understand that? So I should not use YAML, a JSON, PowerShell, Shell, Ruby, this, that, Python. Everything should be one programming language for everything. That means I should know AWS, all the services, and I should know one programming languages. I should know Azure, all the services, and I should know one programming language. I should know GitHub, and I should know one programming language. And using one programming languages, you can create, update, destroy in one click. So do you find this problems? Did you understand this problem?
Yes,
Did you
Rajesh.
understand? So what language we have? What language we have? So this is the problem which we are trying to solve. See, in the world of DevOps nowadays, if you see, look at this, so many tools, and you've been asked to become everyone. I mean, you have to become a developer, you have to become a QA, you have to become operations. So many complexities are there. So how can we become? Saving time. How can we do that? So for that, we have one tool which is called Terraform. This is where the Terraform can help you. Think about it. Terraform can help you for everything, everything. So here, Terraform coding for infra, one language for all, which we call it a Terraform configuration language, configuration language, which is easy to learn, write, debug, share, test, etc. That means you have to learn only one language. Understand that. You have to learn only one language for every automation in your infrastructure. And using that language, you write that language, that script, and using that whole infrastructure, I said whole infrastructure, together, you can create, or partially if you want to update or destroy it in one click. So now you can save so much of time. If you want to create, one click, whole infrastructure, whole operations. If you want to update, one click. You want to destroy, one click. So are you getting my points here? Are you getting my points?
Yep.
Any questions, guys? Any questions, guys? No. Okay. So now the next question is, what is Terraform then? Again, it's a tool for coding for infra. Okay, all tools. Now, this is from a company called HashiCorp. Okay, HashiCorp is one of the company which has developed this tool. Okay, this is having multiple releases, by the way. We have one release which is Terraform, and another one is Terraform Enterprise. Okay, the one which I'm teaching you is Terraform. Terraform basically is a command line, and it is free, whereas Enterprise is basically command line plus GUI, and is a paid software. Trial is available. Okay. Now this is written in Golang. Golang. Okay. And this is for the coding for infra. Understood this? What is Terraform? Did you understand this?
Yep.
Now next question is how Terraform works basically. That's we need to understand. Because how it can do automation for every tools in infra. How? So let's discuss about architecture. Okay, architecture. So if you see that here, Terraform. Now think about it. These are all the tools. AWS is there. Azure is here. GitHub is here. And Jenkins is here. So many tools are there. It can be any tools. So they have a, if you want to automate AWS everything, you have to call through API. Think about it. API is for everything. If you really want to automate Azure, you have through do through API. Different languages, but API only. Whether you write YAML or JSON or some Ruby program, some Python program, some XML program, or anything, you have to use API only, right? GitHub, you want to do something, GitHub API, correct? Now, and Jenkins API. So the question is here is a very simple. For everything there is a API. There is an API. Now this API supports different format. This API accepts some YAML, this JSON, this Python, this is this XML. I'm just giving you some random ideas about how it works. So what happens? Now we said we will write this program in only one programming language. This is called Terraform Configuration Language, TCL. So now the question is, if I write everything in this one programming language to automate entire workflow of infrastructure, then this program needed to be converted. Think about it, to the different format. Think here. So this format has to be conversion has to happen. This format conversion has to happen. So now who will do this conversion? So there is a one concept called provider. So we have AWS provider, Azure provider, GitHub provider, and what is that last one? Jenkins, right? It was Jenkins. So Jenkins provider, like this. So there's a concept called provider. So here you have a provider. So what happens when you write this one script? This script is sent to the different provider, and here you type authentications also. So through this provider they convert this, and while sending to API they convert this and send that to in this their format, supported format only. So that way I do not have to deal with this so many programming language, and can happen that this creation, updation, and destroy every resources can happen. Did you understand this? Did you understand this?
Yeah. So
Now, so provider is okay, but the question is, who will send this script and divide into the different providers? Because there's some script only for AWS, some script only for Azure, some script for Google Cloud or something. Who will divide? So in between there is a one tool which is called Terraform. See here. So we have a Terraform, that's a one. So what we have to write? We have to write Terraform. We have to write a TCL language where we have all the automation in place. Then we'll write it, we'll install the Terraform, and then we'll get a provider. Now what will happen? We send this script to the Terraform. Terraform read that code. It has the ability to read that code and send that through the different API parallelly. Conversion happens, and then through API and based on the request provided by you, they will do the things, response back, and they'll tell you, okay, work is done. So entire infrastructure you want to create in one go, you put it up in this TCL file, and everything will be done by Terraform. Entire destruction you want to do, you will get it. Update you want to do, you get it. So are you able to understand how this Terraform works? This guys and provider is working.
yeah. So once you install Terraform, are all these providers will get installed, or we need to install separately?
No, there are hundreds of tools in infra. No, think about it. There are hundreds of tools in infra. So all the provider you won't get it. You have to download it by initialization process. I'll tell you. I'll just teach you conceptually. First you get it,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
I'll show you. That's not very difficult. Okay. Okay. Now the question is, see, in AWS, think about it. One of the problems in AWS, we have a 2,000 instance running for your organization. So out of 2,000, you have created through this script only 5. That means only 5 is owning. So how the Terraform will come to know this 5 is owned by you, not 2000 machines EC2. I'm just giving you one big examples. Only the resources which you created, only you should modify, right? Or destroy. You should not destroy someone else, because the common accounts you may be using, maybe you have a different GitHub repository, others also have a repository, so you should not delete those though you have access for it. So how do you do that? So what happens, see the flow when you run Terraform. Okay, when you run Terraform, this Terraform running, I want to so it, when you run the Terraform, it goes here. Terraform send that, divide all this script into the multiple provider. They get you to the APIs, and then response happen. So whatever the resources what they create, this Terraform is storing in the one state file. Yeah, think about it, state file. So through, see that here, whatever you ask here, this is a desire. Think about it. This is your desire, and whatever you got it is actual. Think about it. So whatever you created, it will be stored in the state file here. That means if you let's say you've created a 5 instance, the response what you created, that some unique identification will be stored here in a state file. So if you next time if you run, it will not create at all. This is called idempotent, because you have already created. Until there is a change in the TSL language, this state file will have a same entry, so you'll not create it. So that way, if you want to delete also, it will take the input from here, not from here, because this was your desire. If you want to delete those, it will take the input from here, state file, and delete those resources. If you want to modify only one of each, so you will modify this one. How do you get a which one to modify? So they get the ID of unique ID from here in state file. So state file is a way to manage what resources has been created, or what you want to update it and destroy. Are you getting points how this Terraform manages? So that way you will not disturb someone else's work. State file is very important. Make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, so now you saw that in architecture, you have a Terraform, you have a TCL, you have a provider, you have a state file, and then different API. This not under our control. This is a it's somewhere else hosted. Okay, so now let's look at this. Here you have a Terraform, providers, TCL, configuration language, and the last one state file. Okay, now if you want to know the providers, how many providers you have, just type in Google Terraform provider. See here, there's a list of providers which you have, and it's growing every day. See here. See major cloud, infrastructure software, network, VCS, monitoring the cloud, database, miscellaneous, community provider. So look at this here. You have so many providers. See, these are the AWS, Azure, and so many other clouds. Here you have, see, cloud providers, so many. Here you have all the API based, okay, infrastructure related. See here, so many providers. You have Okta, this, that, and all. You see here other network provider. See version control, Bitbucket, GitHub. So many providers are there, okay, and you can write your own provider also if you want it. See monitoring tool, database, some miscellaneous. So these are the provider list. Okay. As part of this training, we'll try 2 provider, AWS and GitHub. Okay. So these are the provider. Now, how do you install it? How do you install it Terraform? So let me show you the demo. And by the way, you can install this in Windows also, Linux also, Mac also, no problem. Any operating system, you can install it. So right now I'm going to install in Mac, one of the Linux machine, which is CentOS. So let's do that. You can install in Windows also. So let's install today in the Windows, because there's no difference in terms of installation. Let's install through Windows. So here, Terraform download. Just you have to copy that executable, that's all, nothing else you have to do that. Okay, so now here you see sign up for cloud. This is, you can use it for the enterprise. You can download CLI. You can set up enterprise also, which is cloud version. See Mac, previously Linux, Solaris, Windows, 64-bit. And now it's okay. So now I installed it. When I download it, I'm going to copy inside my C drive, tools, and do we have? No. So I just copied that jar file here. Now I will extract the version right now which we are using is 0.13.0. Okay. So I extract it. And you see, the moment you extract it, you get this terraform.exe. This is what we wanted. But you know what? I will keep this into the directory, so that way setting up the path will be very easy for me. So I keep it in directory. Now this path, either you do Linux and Windows, all same. Okay, you have to put it in the path environment. So how do you do that in Windows? So go to this here. Environment. In Linux, if you do, then you'll have to do that through export command, which you know that. So I did it. Click OK. Now I set it up in the path. Now go to the command line and just verify if you installation and setting up is of Terraform is done or not. And you see here Terraform done. So did you find any difficulties for installing the Terraform? The same thing you have to do in Linux also. You can use the export command or something like that. Guys, did you understand this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this installation is done. So this is done. Now the question is, how do I get the providers? So guys, there is a ways to get the provider. So now let's do one thing. Let's go to the D drive or E drive and E drive, and I'll create a project. So here I'll create a project. Okay. And here in the project, I will say I want, let's say, project 1, because I might have a multiple project. This is a project 1. Let's not complicate too much. Let it be. This is only one project right now. Now, if I want to download something like a provider, I have to declare in a TF language.
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
That means first thing, I'm teaching you TCL. So where to store Terraform config language. Okay, so answer is .tf. Okay, that is a answer. Okay, so how many files you can store in this? You can store as many files. So here you can have a 1tf for providers.tf. You can keep it everything in one also, but it's a good practice you keep it modular. Now one file I'm creating for AWS underscore resources. I'll teach you what is this I'm creating. So right now tf like that. So I'm just teaching you, so you can have any files, any number of tf files in this directory. You need not to be everything one in one, but when you run the command, both all these 2 or 20 script whatever you have, it'll get merged into one. Okay, so that is the job. So right now providers is there, which I created. This file, it can be anything, name also you can give it anything. It should be .tf version, that's all, .tf extension. Now how do we download the provider? So you have to do one thing. You have to go to that which provider you want to download. First you have to decide. So you decided I'll go for AWS provider. So I click here, okay, and on that documents itself, okay, and here I want to download the AWS provider. Okay, so here see, so if you want to download this AWS provider, you have to copy this provider. See, provider AWS, which version you want to download, and reason is okay, you can set it up, it's not so important, that's all. So I just open up this one, edit and enter. Now I just you can have it this one, you cannot have it, this up to you. So this is the way you can download. So first you have to declare it. Now you have to do what, go to the command line, and then in the command line you have to tell Terraform init. Now guys, Terraform init is the command which will set up your provider in a simple way. If you want to download any new provider, or if you want to upgrade the provider, you have to modify step number 1. You have to modify the .tf and then declare those versions and stuff like that, the way I did it, and then run init. By the way, this is the one-time activity. If you have downloaded the provider already, you do not have to download again and again. Okay, so Terraform init, enter. Now this command is okay, there's a command problem. Terraform init, Terraform should be. See, I want to cancel it actually. Why? Because it got stuck. It already did the work actually, by the way, but now what to do? Cancel this. Okay, let me delete this. Refresh one more time. Okay, so Terraform, here I'm writing Terraform init, fresh. See here, it's downloading the version 3.0 from, you see, and there's one directory will be created here in the each directory. So this is your project directory, see, .terraform. Now if you go inside the Terraform directory, you have a plugins, and inside that registry blah 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 and HashiCorp and AWS. This is your provider. So you got the provider also, see, as per the operating system you got the provider. So same thing in Linux also, there's no even 1% difference. Okay, so now you got this provider right now. Okay, so clear the screen. Now if you think, okay, I need to learn many other commands also, so type h, and if you type, see here, print a tree of provider used in this configuration. So if you see, copy and clear the screen, Terraform providers, okay, and enter. How many providers you have? So right now you have only one provider. Now you want to download different provider, same method you have to do. So let's use one of the GitHub, another provider. which is here. So same method you have to do. Just copy this and put it up here, and this is a variable which is not as of now decided, so you can use a comment right now. So this you can use for comment. So that's all. It's not important. This is important. Provider GitHub. Now see, last time I installed AWS provider, I downloaded. This time again in it, if I do, then this time GitHub will also be downloaded from the registry. And you see, you got a provider. The version is 2.9.2. It's the latest one. So I do not specify the version, so automatically it will take latest one. And now you see here, clear the screen. And now if you see the providers, click on this. And you got this. Now can we check the physically whether we got it or not? So you see here Terraform and plugins, registry, HashiCorp, here GitHub. So guys, did you understand how do we get the providers downloaded? Did we get this?
Yeah.
So this is the way, as you work with n number of providers, you have to declare this in a TF program and then done. Okay. Now next thing is what do you want? What's your project? What is your project? What is your project? So we have to decide some project. Okay, we have to decide some project. So project is something like this. Project is something like this. In a local, I'll put it in step. Always, whenever you write a program, no matter which program, you have to write a pseudocode. If you do not write a pseudocode, or if you do not have a habit of writing a pseudocode, trust me, you are gone. You will never be able to automate. So first thing, you know what I want to do? I want to create some dummy project here manually, ad hoc basis. So see what I'm trying to do. So my code is somewhere E drive, and let's use the Maven project. This was the last project we created. This one, correct? So my code is first build it. Pseudocode is build it, okay, and then create a repo in GitHub. First build it here, think about it, and then git add. You know all these commands. Git commit, git push. Git push will happen, and here only with repo. Okay, so this is the, see, I build it, I code it first. In background I coded, I build it, it worked. Add, commit, push, whatever it is. If it is working, all this validation you'll do. And after that, create a repo, create a EC2 instance, okay, and download GitHub, install GitHub, install Git, and then download, clone the repo, clone a repo, and call Ansible script, whatever it is, for more information. So this is one of the projects which we can have. So see here, here I need to work in my laptop, here I need to work with the GitHub, here I need to work with AWS. Whole things together, end-to-end workflow. Make sense? Are you getting these points?
Yeah.
So now let's start doing it. So first thing, I will jump to the this one and this one. First I'll show, then I'll talk about this one. Okay, because that way it will be good. Because ultimately the Terraform we can use with this. This is the local. How can you do local activities using Terraform? I need to talk about it. So first I'll do this, then do this, then do this, and move on. Okay, so this is my workflow. So how to create an instance? That's the question. How to create an instance, install Git, clone repo, and call Ansible script. So those are the things I need to do first. So guys, the question is not how to create an instance. The question is how to write Terraform TCL configuration language. That's a major question. How to write Terraform TCL language. And for that, the skeleton is something like this. Okay. First thing you have to decide. First thing you have to select providers, which I did it actually. AWS and GitHub. Guys, each provider, again I'm repeating, okay? Each provider, we are having resources. Again, I'm telling you, each provider, we have a resources. Now the question is, what is the resources? So guys, this is something like a feature in the tool, that's all. Okay, so let's say, remember here, all these things they communicate through APIs, correct now? Here, look at the image. This is API. This is API. This is API. So in AWS, we have a 300 services, but ultimately this is API only, right? So here API resources. Okay. So here provider has so many resources. Okay. For example, one of the resources is EC2 instance. So go here. Conceptually try to understand, because every provider has a similar pattern. See, these are the resources. EC2. Look at this here. So many resources are there. Let me. See, you can create a instance, launch template, spot request. You can create MIs, volumes. You can do the tagging of the instance. Many resources are there. If you go here, many resources, many feature basically, and you see plenty of features, other features, all the services. So how do you, these are the, by the way, category underneath you have so many resources. So how do you get to know those resources? So for today we are trying to automate the AWS, so I need a AWS resources. So go to that official page itself, go to the official page here, and here, see here, AWS provider, and look at this, there are categories of resources. These are the category values. See, look at this, so many thousands will services will get. One of the category which I'm trying to automate is EC2. So click on EC2 and see here, EC2, you have a two things. Each resources category, you have two things. You should look at this. You have a resources. This is the one I am talking about. Data source, I'm not talking about right now. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so you have resources. Now you click on this EC2 category resources. See here, how many resources you have. Again, hundreds of it. So that's what I'm teaching, telling you. Learn the concept very powerful way, very better way. Because if you try to learn each and everything of the resources, you'll get lost. You'll get old. So now you think about it. First, you have decided this is the pseudo code. For that, you have to write a Terraform script. For that, you have to select the provider. Then you have to decide which resources. So here, if I see EC2 instance resources, so I will go to the EC2 instance resources. Look at this. Look at this. I will go to search for EC2 instance. EC, starting for EC. See here, I got this EC2. So this is the way you have to find it out. So remember, first thing you need to know AWS. So before automation, you need to know the platform. It's automation tool. So now, how do we create a resources? Simple, guys. This is the one. See, so guys, the resources has what? Resources has arguments. Okay, resources has arguments. What is argument now? Guys, when you create a EC2 instance, let me create it. I'm creating EC2 instance. Yeah, launching. See, I'm creating one EC2 instance through console. Now you see that behavior. So now when you say, they will ask you arguments, right? There's so many options, which see, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. All this thing you will have to select. See, these are the arguments. Some of them are optional, some of them are required. See here. So these are the arguments. So that way each provider will have plenty of resources and each resources will have arguments. Okay, so now in this format only you have to write it. So see here, look at this. This is the resource, this is the type of resource, this is the resource means declaring the resource, this is the resource, this is a type of resources. And here when you say AWS underscore, basically AWS is basically a provider name, okay, which I declare it already in the project here, where I declare that I forgot. E drive projects. See, I declare. So provider C AWS, and now see here, this is the type of the resources, and this is the name of the resources. Let me tell you, name of the resources for each provider must be unique. Repeat, this name must be unique for each provider. Okay, are you getting my points? Are you getting my points?
Yes, Rajesh.
So this name we can define any name, or
You
it's
can
a predefined name.
this you can define anything. This is your name. This you can,
Okay.
you have to take it from this one only, which I showed you just now. You cannot change this because here this is the
Yeah.
name, right? It's this name. You cannot change it. Arguments also you cannot change it. See many also all these arguments which I showed you here, these are the arguments here. Okay. Now some of them are optional, some of them are not optional. So like that. So this is the
Right.
resources. So see here, this is the arguments, this is the argument, this is the argument, this is the argument, this is the value. So guys, this is the way you will declare the resources. Where? In Terraform. Okay. So now what we have understood is how to write a Terraform TCL. Provider you have to download, then declare resources in Terraform, and then follow the create, update, delete. That's all. So how many resources you want to create? 20. So put the 20 resources, create, update, delete. Something simple. Okay. So now let's do that. So now if I do that, let's do that. Here I'll go to the copying, pasting some script already, which will work immediately. Terraform. Okay. So you can also go for tutorials. You have so much of things here. Terraform. So here you can search, and here you can see the flow. So now here you see Terraform install, Terraform state explained, basic workflow loop explained, advanced workflow, Terraform modules, Terraform implicit, all these things are there. I'm looking for simple program. which I can show you the demo right. And for that, Terraform Hello World program. Okay, so this is something which I'm looking for. So now look at this here. So here, provider, Google provider, GitHub provider. Now what do you want? I want the instance. So let's copy this. I'll explain it one by one. And AWS resources. So I'll put it here. Look at this. See here. Resources, name of the resources. This is AMI. This is the macro type and name of this tag with the resources. This one, name, hello world. Now this will create a resources. Now one thing I want is access. Terraform needs access, API access. So how do we keep it? So typically we keep it in the some, you can, the machine where you are running this command line, you should install the AWS and config and all stuff like that, AWS configuration. But right now, just for to make the things easier for you, I'm setting up in the provider itself, provider here itself. So how can you set it up? So for that, you see here, you have to set region, access key, and secret key. So now I am copying it here, and the region is also already there, access key and secret key. These are the, if you read the documentation, you will get this out. By the way, this is a bad practice, very bad practice. You should not embed here, but just for the demo, I'm doing it. Once you learn the technology security, you can learn later on. So what is the region? The region is AP South 1. Okay. And here, what is the access key? So access key, I have to generate it for this. And for that, I have to go to IEM. And I have to so EC2, there's no user. So let me create a user for it. And you know all this stuff. EC2 user programming access. Next permission. Add it to group called EC2. Only adding that EC2 access key value, leave it right now. Create user. So this user I have created. Now this is important. Okay. So here I am putting access key, and here I am putting this one. Let me tell you here, this secret key and access key, you should delete it after the once you try lab, because it's one of the dangerous things you can have. So be mindful. Okay. So now after this, you are going to check this.
This one, can this be integrated with the AWS roles, IAM role?
No, AWS role is for enter AWS services connectivity authentication. Group and
It cannot connect.
user is for you. So Terraform need the
Okay.
this one, access key and secret key, not the this one. Okay. So now I got, see guys, I got everything ready. I got AWS ready, I got provider ready, and access also done. Now we need to know the life cycle. Okay, life cycle. So here life cycle of this one. So life cycle of working with Terraform, or you can say workflows also, or Akka workflow. So for that, I will give you two URL. One is a basic one is advanced one. So here, this is the advanced workflow. This is a basic workflow. Okay. So see, in the basic workflow, what do you have to do? In the basic workflow, there is a three commands. Init, which you did it already, plan, apply, destroy. So now what is a plan? So plan basically a dry run. This will do the dry run. Terraform plan is a command, dry run. That means it will tell you whether everything is what are the resources will be added, deleted, and run. So for example, if I see Terraform plan, see I run the plan. So it's a dry run. It will tell you whether its access is set up or not, how many resources will be created, how many resources will be destroyed, how many resources will be modified, all these things. So right now I'm only running this first time, so it will give me only added, not changed, and not destroyed. Okay, so now I gave it the access. In Windows a little bit slow compared to Linux. It is very fast. And you see here, and now see, so all these resources, arguments, see here, all these arguments will be applied once. So these are the information I provided. Okay, so they used it. Now see, these are the field view. When you create a EC2 instance, you fill it, but all are optionals, so I did not provide it, except these two, all are optional. Even tags are optional, you know that. So here, see here, plan wanted to add 0 to change, 0 to destroy. So only one resources. So now can I do something similar with a GitHub also? Let's do that. So this time I'll create one GitHub resources. You can put it in the same file also, but why to have it everything in one file? Because ultimately when you run the plan or any commands, it will consolidate every tier program into one and then run it. So that is how it is. So now I am running one. I want to create. So if you want to see the GitHub, see this is the GitHub. You want to know that all the resources, see here, so many resources. When I started, we have only 2 resources. Now we have so many resources. But what do you want? Repository. What do you want? So here you have, see here. Okay, and these are the arguments. So this is the way you have to learn, others you'll get lost. So now let me copy that program. So Google and GitHub, this is done. This is the one resources I'm creating. GitHub, see here, resource what? GitHub provider repository, name of the repository. See here also example, here also example. That's okay, but you cannot keep the 2 instances. You cannot create with the same name. If you want to create a different name, you can do that, but same resources you cannot declare with a duplicate name. Let's understand that. So here I am creating GitHub example. Name of the repository is I'll make it some unique, August 2020. Okay, and some description. Private, here you have to make it false because it's a paid services, right?
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
So you have to make it So did you understand that how to create this, how to declare the TCL resources?
Yeah.
Okay, now if I do this here, and you have to modify this one also. GitHub, what is a token and organization? So here, go to the GitHub, and typically I use this organization for the all the demo. So my organization name is this one. So it's a variable, by the way. Okay, I'm just removing all this. I don't need variable right now. Okay, and token, how do I get the token? So I need to get the token. You know that how to get it. Go to the setting and application or something, developer, and personal access token, and this is the last one. I'll delete this. This is a very bad habit. I'm not deleting it because this token is have all the access.
Rajesh, does the state file record the token and credentials also?
No. You have only in the somewhere. Let me tell you here. If I don't type it here, no, I don't push it here. They'll prompt me actually. They'll prompt me. So those is you can leave it also. But right now, just I don't want you to get lost in the flow during the lab time, demo time, lab time. So I'm just doing that one. So you can prompt it, you can keep it in a secret. You can set up this in the some secret location and reference it also. So many ways are there, securities things which you can learn. Now this is the token I created, and let's paste it. Because see here, understand that these all are API call. API call, you cannot make it without access, because ultimately you are changing the resources, you are creating a CRUDing the resources. So here I did this. Now can I rerun the command one more time, plan, and see what is that exactly is correct. Okay, so this is the way to dry run if everything is okay or not. Okay, so and see here GitHub later on, you can see the screen. Now this is the GitHub. So earlier it was a 2 1, now it's got 2. That means how many resources you are adding? 2. So total now you are adding 2 resources. Okay, so you see here 2 resources to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. Now what to do? As per the life cycle, you know that. Now you apply means it will create it, and it has a one more functionality. You can change also, create plus change. These two features you have in apply. But if the resources is not created, it will create it. If it is already created and changed, then it will do the changes also. So let me do this now. So to go to command line, apply, simple. Terraform apply. That means I should get one GitHub repository. I should get one EC2 instance. Simple. So what's it difficult? You tell me.
No, it's okay.
So just wait for a few seconds. You see here, it will ask you whether are you sure you want to add 2 resources. You can skip all these steps also, but not. See here, they're asking me yes. Enter. Creating. See, done. Okay. And there is some issues actually, and the issue is the AMI which I'm using right now. See here, it says does not exist. This image ID is not does not exist. So how come? So let's use some other AMIs. No problem. I have to check this. Should be exist, but not exist. Maybe that AMI got deleted or something like that. It happens because some public AMI I might have used in the last example. So now let's get some AMIs, no problem. So here I am using some Ubuntu AMIs. What is AMI ID? Did you see that? Here it is. So now I'm using this AMI ID, machine image. Okay. Now if I do,
And also, Rajesh, also in providers, you have to uncomment the token. In
or did I
providers
not?
also.
Let me check.
It was showing error for Git also.
Okay, just it should show me error also. In this case, see here, GitHub also failed, instance also failed. Can I see the plan one more time? And it's getting you that information. And you see here, to add 0 to Z. So it's still not added because of the permission issue. Apply. And see here, are you sure you want to create? Yes. It's creating now. Creating. Let's check it out. Go to the EC2 dashboard. See, I got this. Earlier I had the 2 instance running. Now this is the 1/3. So still initializing this the one. So I got this here. And can I check the GitHub also? See here, August 2020. It got created. Just now it got created. Okay. So see here. So it's so easy for you to see that. Can I rerun this? It's very safe to run actually. I run 100 times, nothing will happen because those name against that state file has been created. So now you understood this concept, resources. So see, first one was Terraform installation, second one was downloading, third one is writing a Terraform, and fourth one is state file. Okay. So did you understand how to write a Terraform, basic Terraform file?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the first one, second one, third one. Now I'll show you the state file. State file, I said very clearly, state file, whenever you run any commands, Terraform check the state file if it is exist. If you have done apply ever, the plan will not create it. Plan will not create it, but apply will create it because that apply will do the changes. So now do you see the state file somewhere? Look at this. These 2 files, this is a state file. Okay. So these 2 files, one is like a last run and one is a latest run. second last, latest. Okay, so second last did not have created anything actually. Look at this. See, did not create anything, but in the state file, see, I created 2 instances. Now see here, you go to this resources. Look at this instance. Which one? And see AMI ID, all this thing, and all this information you have it here. Okay, look at this. So they will delete only this instance ID. See here, this is the instance ID. So if you destroy also, they will delete only this, or they will delete only this GitHub repository which is created at this place. See here. So they will not create delete anything else. Getting my points?
Yeah.
So now you created. Now finally, guys, if you are sure about this, your work is done. It can be complicated script actually in this Terraform. So many things you can write. And once your requirement is done, just destroy. That's all. You don't have to do anything. Just destroy. That means just imagine how much time you will save creating in one go, changing if it is required. I should have changed the labels, and then destroyed in one go. So this is the Terraform. Okay, it will ask you, do you want to destroy still? And you see, 0 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. Do you want? No, I don't want. It got cancelled. So what I am going to do this time, I'm going to change the label of it. So go to the AWS resources. And here, see here, what can you change and what can you not change is not depends on the Terraform. Again, understand that conceptually. What you are allowed to change and what you are not allowed to change depends on the API. So you have to understand that. You have to learn those platforms. Let's say if can you, I'll tell you in simple way. Can I, this instance is running, can I change the AMI IDs while running? Is it possible?
No.
So you have to recreate the new instance, right? So it will destroy and create a new instance. But yes, can I change the label? See here. Oh, sorry. Can I change the label? 1. Yes.
Yep.
So you have to understand that what can be changed, what cannot be changed, what has to be recreated. It's completely depends on your understanding with the software. So here I'm doing 2. Look at this. So I'm changing this time. Not anything else changed, only that tag change. So can I do one thing? Can I run apply one more time? Enter. I
So Rajesh,
change the
here
tag.
we have here we have 2 resources. So while destroying, can I select only one resource out of it?
Yes, you have to convert into, there is one option called resource name. I'll show you that option. There's multiple ways to do that. This is a resource name, you can specify, delete that, or you can convert those modules also. So I'll talk about, let me open up a new console in that case. CMD Terraform -H, and if you see here, not has come, commands argument, apply. So destroy -H, and see here, look at these options will be here. See here. Got it?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can select that resource. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you will find all options, just try it out. Okay, so can we see here? See here. Look at this here. I change the tag label tag. You want to change, destroy. Do you want to change? Yes, I want to change. So it will not recreate this, but something which you change, which is your API is not allowing, in that case what will happen? Destroy this current resources and then do the things. Here changes happen. Now finally I am putting the destroy and see one go. Let me show you that change first. Refresh this. Hello world 2. See here. So you have to understand this conceptually and then do the things. Okay. So Terraform destroy. Spelling mistake or what?
Yeah.
Destroy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So done. So guys, ultimate reason, first thing, that's the reason I'm telling you, if you really want to automate, first learn that workflow, what you want to do, convert into step 1, step 2, 3, 3, and then accordingly download the provider, write a resources, and then create, plan, apply, destroy. That's all. So this is a basic workflow, but many things if you want to do along with it, you can also do that. For example, I'll show you just a second. Let me complete this. Yes, this time I want to destroy. Done. So guys, it got to destroy, and within a second it will destroy everything. So now the question is what is the advanced workflow? So guys, advanced workflows is this one. See here, understand each one of this. First, you should validate is a command. Okay, you should validate whether the Terraform file is there any issues or not. If there's no error, then this is a init. It's a one-time activity, you know that. After that, you can validate providers, which will list out all the providers. You can see all the resources and state file in the graph format. Means state file. I destroy this, so state file got deleted. But if you have a state file, see here in a graph format, which is got created. Then plan, then apply, and after the apply, you can do the show, Terraform show. I won't get it anything because I destroyed already, but Terraform show, which will show you that what it got created and stuff like that. So here you see Terraform, inspect Terraform state or plan. Okay, so you have nothing to show actually. See here, nothing is empty. And then output. So when you use in the Terraform output variable, this is a variable, then you will see that read an output from the state file. So if you have seen that a state file which I shown you, read the output, means what got created, like a IP address or MIIDs or something you want to output, and finally destroy. So this is the complete workflow which you can try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did you understand this workflow? 10, total 10 command.
Yeah. So the state file, it seems to be very important, right, for this one. So does it maintain any kind of versioning with file system or something?
No, it's not maintaining any versioning. But if you really want to maintain a versioning, you can do that. But here you got the last two. See here, my last state file is here, second last, and the recent one here. See the size 5 KB, and so here if you open up, you'll get to know. See, this is the first, last, second last. So last two you get it here, and you can check this out.
Yeah. So
Got it,
if
guys?
needed, we need to push it again. Yeah.
Yes. Now guys, important thing is, next question is, after the learning all this thing, once you create an instance, what can you do? What to do with that instance, because you created instance for some reason, right? Understand that? Correct now?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
So you have created, remember what you want to do. As per our discussion, I was supposed to install git clone repo, call some ansible script for configuration management, something like that. It can be anything. What do you want to do? And answer each provisioner. Okay, answer each provisioner. Guys, there are 4 provisioners which I'm going to cover right now. 3 provisioner, in fact. Let's open up Ansible provisioner and click here. Basically, provisioner helps you to do something with that resource inside that resources. So what you can do? Okay, what is this? This wrong results. Terraform. So here you have these many provisioners. Look at this. Built-in provisioners. You can trigger chef script. You can trigger puppet script in that EC2 instance, or you can trigger salt script out of scope. I'll talk about file, local, remote. This one, this one, this one. Okay. So now the question is, what is file? What is local? What is remote? Let's talk. File provisioner, remote, before that local. So guys, file means, let's read the one statement of which you'll understand. Don't read too much. Understand that. The file provisioner used to copy files or directories from a machine. Understand that. File provisioner, if you use it, copy files or directory from the machine, executing Terraform to newly created resources. Yes. So when I say newly created resources, that means you created EC2 instance. Now what do you want to do? So you want to copy some file, but from where? The machine which you have run the Terraform script. Now the question is which protocol they use it. So for Linux they use SSH, for WinRM. So if you want to copy some file, you can use the file provisioner. Now for SSH or WinRM you need a permission, right? Correct now? Because think about it, architecture, understand this. This is your Terraform script. This is your Terraform server laptop from where you're executing. And you created, it's a cloud, AWS cloud, and here you created one EC2 instance. Okay, so the file should be copied from here to here. So either it should be SSH or WinRM in Windows. So access should be there where? To Terraform, correct? No?
Yeah.
Guys, are you getting first? So here for that you have a connection source. SSH connections, keys or password, WinRM user ID and password. You can pass it connection. So let's look at the example and then you will see that file work. So I'm going to show you the one example and pro visioners. Okay, look at this. You can refer this guide if you really want to learn. Easy way. Okay, look at this here. This is a remote exec. I'm looking for the file. This is a local exec. Let me see if I get a file provisioner. This is the local exec. No, I have to search. This is a okay. Don't have any examples. Let's use the official one only. So let's look at this here. Now you see, this is the resources got created. Okay. Now what they are doing, they're calling inside that file provisioner. Inside this, go to the AWS. Okay. Inside this, you will call the provisioner. Okay. So now here what you are doing, provisioner. That means if this instance got created, then do this file. What do you want from this directory, which is the current directory for the sake here? Okay, you want to copy inside the destination file, which is a destination directory here, and at this location. Now the guys, this will not work alone because you have to have a authentication. Understand that there's a two things. Do not get confused. One is API authentication. One is API authentication, which I passed in the provider. Another authentication is node authentication. Node authentication. So when you set up an instance, understand that you have to select which API keys also needed. So that last time, whichever I created at that time, EC2 instance, I had not selected any keys at that time, not selected at all. So you have to select that keys. So now the question is how to do that. So let me show you an example here. Look at this. Look at this program, very simple. This you are creating one EC2 instance named with the console. Are you okay with this program?
Yeah.
This one.
So,
Now,
yeah,
why is
only
it count
name-
three? Count three basically is like a number of instances will be created. Okay, count three means 3 instances will be created. Simple of these resources. Now, if you really want to log into this console, what do you do? See here. Connection, username, keys, or password, and you have to try it out like this. Let me show you one more example here. Where's my so look at this here, this example. Oh, this is I showed you already. Look at this example. The remote exec. Okay, it's connection only. So just see here. So provisioner file, this is the example, and here you have to write this one. So connection type SSH, user, password, and host. Okay, which host? Whatever that. So if you are writing inside that, you don't have to pass that host. Okay, that's optional, by the way. This is optional. So this is the way you can do this.
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
File provisioner. Now, did you understand this file?
Yeah.
Now, question is, what is local? Let's read that first and then decide. What is a local? Local exec. So local exec is basically, just read this statement. Only the selected one. Don't read anything else. Okay. So the local exec provisioner invoke a local executable after the resource is created. So what happened? What is happening? If this resource is created successfully, then there is a one script you want to invoke here in this laptop, the place from where you run the Terraform script. If you really want to do that, then you do use the local exec. For this, there is no authentication required, no connection required. So now I'll show you the example of it. I have example. Here it's a local exec. See here. Look at this program. This is the, look at this. This is creating instance. Okay. Now look at this bracket. It's not closed. It's closing here. Inside that, you are local executing. What you are doing, you can do whatever you want, whatever the command you want to run. So I'm printing something like that in Linux. You can run some bash script. You can run some Perl script. Whatever it is, local exec, you can do whatever you want in your laptop, but only after this resource is being created. Understood this, guys?
Yeah. So what will be the use cases for local exec? Like whatever the like provisional kind of work will be doing on the clients, right? Like setting up the configuration. So those
So
things
sometime what
will be
happens?
doing in the clients, right? Like yeah.
Sometime what happens? You want to create whole resources, and then you want to do some sort of smoke testing running and stuff like that. So in that case, smoke testing or something you want to run it. Okay. Then in that case, you can use this. See here. Provisioner can be used to execute copy local script to remote script and pass data this one. So data immediately available on the system port such as easy to this one. So you want to do something which is like, let's say the work is completed. Now you want to run some sanity script to test that infrastructure, you know, like
Right.
Selenium script or
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
UDP,
Which is running
something
locally.
like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have a local setup, right? You are a developer, you have a local setup. It can work against that stuff. So those are the things you can do that. Many things are there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now remote exec. Remote exec will do complete opposite. So let's read this one statement and then we'll discuss. Remote exec. Only read this line, first line. The remote exec provisioner invoke a script on a remote resources after it is getting created. Yeah, this is the one which you wanted. So if you anything you want to do that in the machine which you created, then you have to call this remote exec. Okay, you have to call this remote exec. Before that, let me just delete this because I must forget and then it'll create a problem.
So in case of remote exec, yeah, the content of the script will be transferred through API. Yeah.
Yes, because for the remote access you have a connect, you need a connection also, right?
Okay.
So like that. So EC2 users done. Okay, now let me do one more thing. Else I'll forget. Okay, this you can do later also, but let it complete. You must also remember this one because if you miss this, it will create a problem security stuff and all. So it's a problem. Okay, so yeah, so remote exec will execute. So let me show you an example of remote exec. I have example of remote exec. See here what you are doing. So here you are doing creating one EC2 instance. Okay, after that what you are doing in that machine, right now you see that I could have written this provisioner remote exec inside these resources, but I did not do that. Why? Because what happens, understand the drawbacks. If you write inside this and if you change the script little bit, what will happen? This will destroy that and recreate it. So that way it's just a cost actually. Understand that. It's a trick. It's a cost. Every time you change this remote exec little bit of it also, okay, it will destroy the instance and it will create it, which you did not want it. You do not want it to destroy the resources. You just wanted to rerun the script, different script. Are you getting my points?
Yeah, got it.
So in that case, if you write in this remote exec provisioner, if you write inside the scope of the resources, then it always recreate it. So to avoid that, what Terraform is saying, do one thing. If you don't want to destroy the resources, use the null resources, which is nothing. I will null resource means it will not create any resources, but modify the existing resources and connect to that existing resources and then do the changes here. So if you look at this here, what we are doing, resources, null resources to this name, fake name. Now connection to user, private file, agent, timeout, and then after that provisioner, remote exec. Here you are doing remote exec, and you see here updating, installing, echoing something here and there. So that you can do with the remote exec. So guys, three provisioners are there. File provisioner, which will copy the files to the machine which got created. Okay, local provisioner, which will do the running the script in the local machine after the resource got created, and remote provisioner, which will do the changes inside a remote resources which got created. So yes, now this will help you to do the things whatever you want to do in EC2 instance. Let's say, so what you can do, you want to set up a database server, use the here you want to call sanity test, you want to call this, you want to copy some file, let's say package, which you keep creating it. So when you create a package, remember I said here, I said I build it. See here, I build it. So when you build this and you want to deploy the packages again and again, then file, use the file. If you want to use sanity, then use this one. If you want to set up a DB server or app server or web server or anything, whatever, then use the remote. Okay, copy the package. So are you getting my points here?
Yep.
Okay, so now this is the way. Now guys, what will happen sometime, what will happen, you will use lots of repetitive values in the program. If it will grow, then you will use lots of repetitive values. So you should not embed the value. By the way, I did the wrong practice. See here, this hard coding, look at this hard coding, right? In the providers also, this is hard coding, this is hard coding, this is the hard coding, this is the hard coding. So all this thing you should not do that hard coding. So what should you should do? So you should use variables. The question is, how do you variables? So in Terraform, there are so many ways in which you can declare the variables, such as, let's look at this here. See here, you can use declare the number variables, declare variable as a number or string or list or map or boolean. You can declare the variable, Terraform variables in the environment variables also, local values, command line, TFVars also you can clear variables. So many ways and many ways. So now let's look at how do you declare the number variables, string, list, map, boolean. These are the type. Again, there are few more tuples and all, but I'm not covering right now. It's confusion. Okay, for time being. See here. This is the provider. Everything in one file only. This is the provider. This is the variables. What? Number of users. Look at this here. What you are doing? Creating IAM user. How many users you want to create? See, look at this here. Provider, variable, name, number of users, values 3, type, number. It can be any other type also, string, list, map, boolean. So all this thing. Now where you are using resources, what these resources will do? Create IAM user named with example. How many users will create? Any idea?
3 users default.
3 users, because you see var dot number of users. So when you call this, see, declare the variable like this and calling like this. Simple. Okay. Now you see here name Rajesh dot, and what is this? This variable is not declared. This variable is not declared. So actually, what is happening? This variable is nothing but a count. Okay. So whenever you set the count, which is here, this is the see count. How many times it got run? 3 times. So it will set 3, 0, 1, 2. So that means the name of the user will be Rajesh.0, Rajesh.1, Rajesh.2. You know that how this index works. Start with a 0 of the list. So this is the list. Okay. So this is the way you can also do that. Understood this? This is the way you declare the. Now look at this string type. Same way, GitHub variable repo name, value day 3 broad. Same way, nothing great, just type got changed here. That's all. Okay. This is the way you can use the list type. See here. See here, users. How many list? DevOps school 111, 12, 13. And see here, you are creating a repo here. See here. 0. This is the one you are creating. 2 and 3. So this is the way you can use the loop. But if you want to loop create all this user, then you can something like this also you can try. 0, something like this. Got it? This is the index 0, 1, 2. Got it, guys? This is the list.
Yep.
Okay. So like this, guys, you will try. Now the question is, these are the type of variables, but where and all you can declare the variables. So you can declare the variable in environment variable like tf underscore something. You can declare the variable in command line. You can declare a variable in the tf file also, which I showed you, and other tf files also. So many places you can declare the variables. So overall, if you look at this whole content, important thing is, if you want to know provider, you want to know tf script, you want to know resources, you want to know provisioner, you want to know variables and stuff like that. Okay. And after that, some of the things which you also want to know, modules and workspace. These are the 2 topics I will let you study from LMS, because you have to practice a little bit more on this, then you will get the concept of this. Okay. So only these things you have in the Terraform, and if you are good with it, then you can start automating your infrastructure from today onward. Now if you go to the LMS here, Let me check. I have uploaded all the remaining videos, by the way. And here, Terraform. See here, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So you have all these videos. In fact, I'll share these videos also. Just go through that, all this detail, only in details, and then practice it. Okay, guys, any questions so far?
Rajesh, do you have any resources for Vault, Terraform, and using Vault?
Vault, I'm having it, but I have not uploaded it. So just drop me an email. I'll just check with Mantosh and let you know. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Any other questions, guys? Any other
So
questions?
our videos like uploaded in the master heading or our regular class
No,
videos?
yeah. Will be there MD, like let's say something like it will be named with the MD. So in here you'll have a detailed videos, but that let's say one class has happened, something like a Git. So let's just try. So Git will have some tag with the MD with the month name. So something like that you will have that videos. So see here, for example, see here, this is the R videos, MD, but these
Okay.
are the remaining.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys. Any other questions which you have?
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.